Hi there, it's LDake again with Kale Realty, your Illinois licensed broker. And yes, we're talking about all the things that you're absolutely going to love about Logan Square. Up until a few years ago, my husband and I lived in Logan Square pretty much since Nirvana was touring. But the things that we were attracted to the area for as lifelong Chicagoans was things that people are still attracted to today. Number one is the public transportation, right? You've got not one, but two Blue Line stops, the Logan and the California. Both of them cradle along Milwaukee, which that's a popular street for not just jumping on the bus and getting back and forth to downtown in the suburbs, but also it's a really good bus route. Bus routes, oh my God, you've got the Milwaukee bus, you've got the Diversey, the Fullerton, the Armitage, the Western, the California, the Kimball Holman, and the Pulaski. So if there's a way for you needing to get around, no problem. Now, the architecture, of course, amazing. Who doesn't love a graystone, right? And then, of course, all along the boulevards, you've got the old school mansions, especially the big ones that hug some of the corners with the big wrought iron fences. You know, when I was a kid, wrought iron fences weren't really a common thing. Maybe you had a chain link fence, but now you see them all the time and they're really awesome looking, you know. But yeah, the green space itself, and I'm not just talking about Unity Park and Haas Park and Kosciuszko Park. Those are the big ones, not to mention the tot lots, right? But the boulevard system itself is just wonderful. You've got the neighborhood within the neighborhood, Palmer Square, that is part of the boulevard system. Now, back in the day, they wanted to call it the Emerald Necklace because they wanted it to be connecting all through the city with parks dotting it along the way. It didn't quite happen that way, but it's pretty close. You will see a lot of the boulevard system even on the south side and the north side and along Lincoln Park and things like that. And Palmer Square is one of those spots. Of course, where the Eagle statue is, Logan Boulevard, that's another part of it. They're actually talking about cutting off that section of Milwaukee to make it more of a true roundabout. Of course, it would be more of an oval, which I think maybe that's what it was at one point, and they're just bringing it back. There is just a lot to say about Logan Square. Of course, you know, like the small art centers and things like that, the hairpin lofts. Also, you even have things like the skate park, which is over by Logan Boulevard by Western, which that's actually an interesting story. It started out as, you know, an accident by CDOT or IDOT or something, that the road just kind of drove into nowhere. And people were riding their skateboards over there, and they're like, you know what, let's just make it a park. And they did. And then a little bit west of that, actually, there was a storm that hit, I guess about 2005 or so, and it knocked down a really big tree. Well, of course, they came and sawed it down into more manageable logs. And those logs were actually turned into borders in which you'll see the beautiful landscaping that's there today. And that's another happy accident, of course, is the 606. If you haven't heard of that story, it was a freight train that was going along Bloomington right above. And there was only a train that was going once a week. And folks would go up there and just walk around and stuff. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we just turn it into a park and let everybody walk around and safely? They were going to call it the Bloomingdale Trail back when the idea was getting kicked around, like around 2000 or so. And then it turned into the 606 as you know of today. And, you know, and it's little things like that that Logan Square just has so many happy accidents that just turn into something more. You'll notice throughout the neighborhood, there's a lot of community gardens and things like that. So many reasons why to love Logan Square. And remember, I always have time for you and your referrals.